Well, I think it's definitely still the case because there's kind of a secret sauce to Silicon Valley that no one else has really got right. And just investing a lot of money into infrastructure, like a lot of other countries are doing, doesn't necessarily create a digital economy. And I think Silicon Valley still has the most thriving digital economy in the whole world. Competitiveness has changed. In some ways it's easier, and in some ways it's harder. It's definitely harder because people around the world are getting into the game that weren't in it before. So that brings better ideas, a larger talent pool to the fore. But the competition is also getting better because that wealth of people and ideas makes everyone stronger. So I think ideas and talent reinforces itself.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Chris. And in one respect, it's becoming less competitive because as a company, I can start off a company with a very small investment. It's not like it was 10 years ago when I needed probably $500,000. Now I can start off with 50,000, even less. So that's both a good thing, but it's also a bad thing in the sense that now it's easier for people to get out there. And also on the international level, there are a lot more pockets of tech innovation, both domestically and internationally. And here in America, you've got sort of Austin picking up and New York, and then overseas you've got areas like India, especially Bangalore. There's a lot of activity going
on. Crowdsourcing is going to be the key to digital innovation in the next age, because you can only do so much in-house, and that's what we realize. And because we try and put a certain flair, a certain touch to everything that we do, especially when it comes to design and things like that, it's too much for one company to do it all, and there's so much power in the crowd. And I think that the secret to making innovations work and last and getting people involved and invested in technology is not going to be dictating to them what to do or what's right, but to give them a template that they can work with and sourcing that material so that you have many more options, because the more options you come up with, the better chance you have of one of those crazy ideas actually going through and working.
I think we're not actually positioning ourselves against those competitors. Rather, we're envisioning a world in which we're participating with them in creating new markets. So I'll give you an example with China. We're not seeing China itself as a competitor, but rather as a potential opportunity of a couple 100 million smartphone users. Probably by the end of 2011, this year, there's going to be more smartphone users in China than here, just as a simple function of how many people are over there. So seeing China as a geopolitical entity doesn't really relate to as a tech startup how we think about them. We think about them as a serious opportunity.
I think we're totally blind to nationality as a mobile application developer, because the minute we put our product in iTunes App Store on the Android marketplace, anyone can download it.
Yeah.
So because of that, as opposed to if I'm creating semiconductors and I'm actually pushing a physical product, I'm going to be more worried about a competitor overseas, or I'm not going to be able to enter that market. Since we're automatically a player on all markets, I see no distinction between an international threat and a domestic threat. And as Chris said, China is, the entire developing world is experiencing an explosion in smartphones. So it's more business for us, so I welcome it.